Hello, Detective. Scott Catmore listens. Chief Inspector, I've got a call from my doctor that the old Baron Finehurst died this afternoon. A doctor is on call and can't come to confirm the death. Could you go instead? Yes, of course, sir. Probably there is nothing suspicious, maybe just a heart attack. He was quite an old man, and moreover, when somebody important dies, we should check everything just to be sure. Okay, I understand. I know that you can't make any conclusions about the cause of his death. And moreover, we don't have resources to investigate each death. Just go there, ask family a few questions about what has happened. Remember to be very polite with them. I don't get calls about your tactless behavior. I don't want to get calls, okay. Those are very important, powerful people, and we don't want to get into any conflict. I understand. I'll do my best. Okay. He's certainly dead. Can't see any wounds on the body, which might cause death, though he could have been poisoned. It's always a possibility. Fortunately, sometimes. I guess I better ask others if there could be any reason to suspect that anybody wanted to kill him. Okay, click on suspects to interview them. You can open brief notes and action menu by clicking on the icon, notebook icon on the bottom right corner. Alright. Oh boy. I guess we can do left or right. I want to be interview dogs. Pretty cute. Left, right. Okay. Can you please introduce yourself? Let's see. My name is Roderick Finehurst. I am sure you must have heard about me. I prefer if you confirm my father's death and let us leave alone. Alright, talk to you later. Alright, now we know who you are. Let's see. I'll come back to you though. Let's see. Would you please introduce yourself? My name is Linda Finehurst. You can call me just Linda. Friends call me so. I offer you a drink, but probably you're on duty, right? Maybe next time. Can I ask you what for all these questions? I don't see anything suspicious about the death of Baron. Poor grandfather. All this is so awful. Please tell me about the late Baron Finehurst. Baron was my grandfather. It was a heart attack, right? Well, to be honest, no surprise. He was so easily getting irritated and so emotionally reacting to everything. I guess we all should have expected that one day would be one drop off the edge. But I can't remember if he was in particular angry today. Probably it's not nice for me to say so about him, taking that he just passed away, but he wasn't that nice of a person. I'm not sure if he was nice to anyone. Okay. About Roger Finehurst. Roger Finehurst was my father. Probably now he will inherit the title. We'll take control over everything here. He's also running for some governmental position. I think the election will be sometime soon. He's probably quite sad about the death of his father now. They weren't really close. Often we were arguing about how to manage the estate. Grandfather's death was certainly a shock for him. Okay. A little bit about that. Talk to you now. Introduce yourself. Your name is Trevor Lofthouse. It's the guest in the house. Not a member of the family. I'm not sure I can tell you much. Maybe ask others instead. Guest house, I'm her family. Oh, about Linda. Linda, Miss Finehurst, such a beautiful girl, isn't she? And it's always so fun to spend time with her. Moreover, she is from such a good family and her dowry is quite worthy. What is not to like in her? So I plan to marry her before she changes her mind or find somebody better. You know how it is with girls. They don't know themselves what they want. So what he knows about Baron and Roderick. Hey, why do you ask me? If you think it was a murder, I will tell you right away I had nothing to do about it. I barely knew them. Of course, all the family hated him, but I think he liked me. You see, I have plans for his granddaughter. I'm not sure he would happily agree to his marriage. Well, sure, he's sure about it. Okay, Roderick. Mr. Finehurst is the eldest. and maybe the only one, I'm not sure. Son of the late Baron, so it makes him the new Baron now. Moreover, if he would get elected, it would increase even more in the status of the family. I think he doesn't have any objection to me marrying his daughter. He's quite often busy, and I didn't see him much. Okay. I guess we'll talk to this lady. Oh, well, yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Introduce yourself. My name is Mina Goddard, okay? My surname is Firehurst, and I'm not their closest relative. The late Baron was my grand uncle. After my parents passed away several years ago, I live here. Okay. I'm not married. Probably won't be. You see, my parents were not rich, and after marriage, I only inherited a small amount of money. Moreover, I'm not the kind of girl that people notice at all. I'm staying here because this is the most appropriate place. Of course, I could get a job and live on my own. My family can't accept that. Let's see, that's about the Baron. So awful what has happened. You ask all these questions because you suspect that it was not death of natural causes. I hope it is just a routine formality. But you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the Baron poisoned himself, just to punish us all. He was not a nice person. Baron was my grand uncle. He and his sister, Aunt Dahlia, they didn't care of me after my parents died. Well, he wasn't really taking care of me, only managing my finances. As you know, a young girl is not supposed to do it herself, even if she could. I say that probably too many people prefer to see him dead, but it doesn't mean any of us would do it. If you're wondering if I had a motive, I say that for me, his death is not actually beneficial in any means, and his son and son's wife will manage everything, which makes my place in his house quite uncertain. About Trevor? I can't say much about Mr. Lovehouse. He is a cheerful young man, kind of shallow for my taste. Like all these young guys that one now meets in the parties, don't really have any profession or any occupation and just enjoy their life without worries and thoughts, okay? I expect he plans to marry my cousin Linda. They all were saying he is from a good and wealthy family, and he will be a great catch for Linda. But I will tell you that I've heard from the Baron that he has learned that it's not quite true, and he isn't as rich as he says. I expect that if others will hear about that, they won't allow this marriage. But it's none of my business, though. Linda. Linda's my cousin. Everyone says how beautiful and charming she is. You also notice her first out of others. I won't be surprised. Okay. We were not growing up together. I came to the family at my teenage age. But even if we had grown up together, I'm not sure if we would have become friends. I feel we are too different. She was bright and always surrounded by her friends and admirers. While me, well, I prefer a company of a good book. Same. Roderick? Roderick Firehurst is my uncle. He's the only son of the late Baron, so now he will get the title. Maybe you heard that he participated in the elections of the local government? Whoever says he has a good chance, and I probably would agree. That the Baron might even increase his chances, so now he got the title. Amazing how such a thing as title in front of your name can change people's opinions about you. Okay. Let's talk to you. Alright, let's see. That was good right there. Introduce yourself. My name is Lady Anastasia Chiswick. Everyone here called me Aunt Dahlia. My dear husband died 11 years ago, and since then, I live in this house, where I grew up. Don't get me wrong, I don't have any money problems. My dear Augustus made some preparations to allow me to live a decent life in case of his death. Since I decided to let my children live in the family castle without me bothering them. But I still write them and visit them, don't get me wrong. Just as there is something in returning at the end of your life to place on your younger years. But now my dear brother passed away so suddenly, there is someone to talk about good old times. Even if Francis usually didn't want to talk about our childhood memories. Tell me about late Baron. It's so awful when I hear of Francis. He was my brother, Baron Francis Firehurst. Of course he wasn't young, but it is all so sudden. I was telling him so many times to try to calm down, don't overreact. But of course, once he was getting angry, he just couldn't stop. It was a heart attack, right? Poor Francis. Well, Linda. Miss Firehurst Linda is my grandniece. She is so lovely and cheerful girl. She has many friends, and lots of young men are surrounding her. Maybe she could be a bit more serious, but she is a young girl and I can understand that she wants to enjoy her life for a while before marriage. Her parents are spoiling her in her childhood and even now she is getting what she wants. Indeed, it's very hard to say no to a beautiful girl. Trevor? Mr. Lockhouse is one of the admirers of my grandniece Linda. He is a pleasant young gentleman. Maybe I'm too old-fashioned, but I would prefer to see Linda as Linda's husband, a bit more of a serious man with a respectable job. Even if Mr. Lockhouse has a decent income, he should think of his future. I don't know if he is going to be more serious, or he will disappear as many others, young man. Lena. Miss Lena Goddard is my grandniece and goddaughter. Poor girl. Her parents died when she was still a child, and I took her to live with us. Perhaps my brother wasn't quite happy about inviting her, but he understood that what it is the family responsibilities. Don't get me so wrong. There wasn't any conflict between them. My brother was not the most friendly person. You know, she was a very nice and sweet person, so people don't really notice her. I don't know if it's the fact that people don't like her is the reason, the consequence of it. Thus, she spent most of the time alone reading. She was always such a great help for me and everything. Not only to me, she was kind to everybody. Poor child. She was talking very personally and was so upset when Francis was kicking our old dog and was screaming at him. And now she had a puppy. Who knows what would happen to poor creature if Francis would be in a bad mood. At least this creature should be happy about the death of my dear brother. Roderick. Roderick Farhurst is my nephew. He's the only son of my brother, the late Baron. Now we should inherit the title. He's a very respectable man in our neighborhood. I am sure you know it. You also must have heard that he is running for local government and everyone says that he is the main candidate. So I suspect the election is actually the idea of his wife, Susan. She's very ambitious, and poor Roderick is doing everything she wants. It couldn't be so wrong. Susan knows what needs to be done. She's a great help and advisor to Roderick, and now he gave her the title, but she so desperately wanted. That's suspicious. I decide who to talk to first, Susan or Roderick. Same notes. Baron, Francis Farhurst, murder, family, a traveler, Aunt Dahlia, siblings, Baron. Roderick, Linda, Trevor, possibly. Nina, parents. Yeah. Let's see, who is more of an opportunity? Roderick, Trevor. We gotta finish interviewing. Let's go back to Roderick. Okay. Asked about his father. Baron Farhurst was my father. His death was such a shock. We are all not quite ourselves. Of course, he was an old man and was often losing his temper and was drinking too much. But still, even after his heart attack, he could have lived another 10 or 11 or even more years. So devastating. Lady Cheswick? Lady Cheswick is my aunt. She was a sister of my dear father. She moved into the house soon after the death of her husband, Lord Cheswick. Since she lives with us, she's a very kind woman, and we're all very happy that she stays here. Trevor? Young Mr. Lockhouse is a friend of my daughter, Linda. As I understand, this young man is from a good family, but I'm trying not to interfere with plans of my daughter. If she finds him amusing, I wouldn't have any objections. Moreover, he seems like a decent young man. Linda? Miss Farhurst, Linda is my dear daughter. Mother died when she was very young, and I was trying to give her a careless childhood. Not thinking that perhaps I was spoiling her too much. Why not spoil your daughter if it makes you both happy? If she wants something, then nothing can stop her from getting it. For example, even if I was skeptical about her new friend, Mr. Lockhouse, I wouldn't say anything against it, just to not upset her. My father, on the other hand, never really cared about anyone's feelings. It was for a strange reason very opposing to their marriage. I guess now his opinion wouldn't be taken into account. Okay, Nina daughter is my niece. She's a daughter of my cousin, and she lives with us already for several years. Of course, she will stay with us. despite the death of her father, who was her official guardian and was taking care of her finances. I guess now I will take care of it till she gets married, of course. She is quite nice, and I would even say clever girl for a woman. But of course she is not as charming as Linda, my daughter, and it might be a problem to find a husband for her. Alright, now we're going to finish talking with Susan. Could you please introduce yourself? My name is Susan Farmers, and I believe that now my husband inherits the title, which makes me the Honorable Miss Farmers. Okay. I must say I don't like the fact that you are questioning me or the family as if we are criminals. There's absolutely nothing suspicious in the death of Baron. He's an old man, and I don't want to hear even a hint of a scandal. But since you asked, I will just say that my father-in-law was quite an unpleasant person. Moreover, he was not managing his finances well. If you understand what I mean. I'm sure that after my husband will get in charge, social status of our family will recover. He will take a respectable place in society. Lady Chiswick. Lady Augusta Chiswick, Aunt Dahlia, is the sister of the late Baron. Her husband, Lord Chiswick, belonged to one of the best families. After his death, Baron convinced her to move back into the house. Probably it is quite nostalgic to return to her childhood house, though during marriage she lived in a beautiful castle. She's a very nice lady, though maybe a bit too soft. I guess she shouldn't have let Baron manage her inheritance. I don't know the details, but I suspect that quite a big past of it is now gone. What about Trevor? I don't really know much about Mr. Lockhouse. There's an endless chain of admirers of my stepdaughter. They are appearing and disappearing faster than we can remember their names. Mr. Lockhouse is visiting us already for some time, and maybe he is going to be engagement between him and Linda. At least I've heard that he is from a decent and wealthy family. Linda shouldn't miss her chance. Well, Miss Linda. Linda is not my child. She's the daughter of my husband and his late wife. Everybody would agree that she is a very charming girl. She's a bit spoiled in childhood, so she often slightly overreacts when she doesn't get what she wants. I also wish she would have been a bit serious and think more about the reputation of the family. Of course, she should enjoy her youth and meet with her friends, but she also must forget to find a decent husband. About Nina. Nina is a grandniece of my late Baron. I think her parents died some time ago. She was living here since then. Aunt Dahlia and Baron are the closest relatives, and they were supposed to look after her. They say that she is quite clever, but if you ask me, Nina is not being reasonable. She's not getting younger, and now, at her age, it's probably already difficult to find her a husband. I wonder what she's going to do. She can't live with us forever. About Roderick. Roderick Farnhurst is my husband. He now he became the honorable Lord Farnhurst family, I must say. Of course, he has his own finances, but getting the title and lands will help his career in politics. However, soon there will be elections. And that's why I absolutely don't want any scandal. I really appreciate it if you just get from the death of Baron and leave us. Okay. Well, I have interviewed everybody. Let's see our notes. Let's ask everyone about Susan. Let's see about what was her name again? Roderick. Miss Roderick, okay. Susan's not my mother. She is my father's second wife. See, she's trying too hard to get into high society. No doubt she would ask to call her the Honorable Miss Farnhurst. So ridiculous. Atrocity, aristocracy, something you are born with. She won't get in to about 150 fur in the summer day. To be honest, I always thought that she would want to kill my grandfather. She was so impatient to finally get the title. What do you think about Miss Roderick? Miss Farnhurst is also, I know, was my second wife. It's the second wife of Mr. Farnhurst. I say she was lucky to marry him. She is not quite from the high society. Though I see that she really tries hard, but she is thinking too much about the money and position. When you're truly rich, you don't bother to think about such things. Why would you prefer that I would have the title too? My family's bank account covers this imperfection. What about you, Nina? You must know things. So we found her as the second wife of my uncle. She was quite snobbish, as those who were not born in aristocratic families later entered the society. She was trying her best to make an impression that she would always be a part of the group. Like we live in the same house, I don't talk to her, or talk often to her. She was always busy with women committees, organizing parties, making visits to her important friends. Every now and after she would get the title in the house, she would finally feel happy. Not you. Susan, the second wife of my nephew. She is quite ambitious and trying very hard to get away in society. Maybe it is not good of me to say, but she might actually be happy that my greater Francis passed away. Now she'll get the title and try to look down at her friends in women committees. Leaving your wife. Let's find her. Susan is my second wife. First wife died when my daughter was still very young. I decided that marrying again would be a good decision. Even if we don't have children with her, she is helping with my political career a lot. You know, if your wife is friends with wives of the right people, it's as important as ever having the right friends yourself. All arrows are pointing to Susan, the wife. I'm gonna do it. Dang. Can I go back? Dang, I can't. So she didn't actually do the murder. I messed it up. It was, I guess, too obvious. I don't know who else could have done it. Oh well. Oh well. But yes, this visual novel is called Old Fashioned Ways to Die, created by Anastasia. Don't want to butcher your last name, so I'm going to see. I was just saying Merzlaya. But yeah, forgive me if I butchered that. If you want to try this game out for yourself and see if you can accuse the right person or just pack up and go home, honestly, that is up to you. I probably should just packed up and went home. If it's not Susan, then yeah. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next video.